Welcome along to Autodromo Vallelunga for the opening rounds of the 2020 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. The EuroNASCAR Pro drivers will be heading out onto circuit very shortly, including reigning champion Loris Haizemans, back to defend his title, and two times former champion Alan Day, also back for another season of the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. We are joined again this year by Jacques Villeneuve, 1997 Formula One champion, but he's brought his own team, Feedvic Racing, to join the action in 2020. The same format as ever. There are two championships. There are 4 races over the course of the weekend. 2 races for EuroNASCAR Pro, the professional drivers, and 2 races for EuroNASCAR 2, the young and the amateur drivers. Now, it's our first visit to Autodromo Vallelunga, so let's have a look at the track. It's just under 4.1 kilometres and just over 2.5 miles long. Fast sections and sweeping sections, tight and twisty sections, 14 corners, and the EuroNASCAR Pro drivers will have 18 laps around this circuit. In qualifying this morning, it was the reigning EuroNASCAR Pro champion from 2019, Loris Haizemans, that popped his Hendricks Motorsport number 50 Ford Mustang onto pole position. Let's hear from the pole sitter.
It's a great chance. It's the best way to go into race 1. Very thankful for it. We really managed to find a good setup, especially for the qualifying. Thanks to Hendricks Motorsport especially, but also to my teammate Daniel Rowbottom. He was really essential to helping us find a good setup, especially for the qualifying. Let's see how we can do in the race. We try to do our best, try to manage the car and see where we can finish up.
So the drivers are ready, the cars are ready, and we're about to get the first EuroNASCAR Pro race of 2020 underway here at Vallelunga. The way they line up, Loris Haizemans and Alan Day, the front row of the grid. Jacques Villeneuve and Daniel Rowbottom, the British driver, joining the championship this year on row number 2. Gianmarco Ercoli and Stinis Longines on row number 3. Luca Lasser, double former champion, and Nicola Rocca on row number 4. Buckle up, everybody. We're about to go green for the first EuroNASCAR Pro race of the 2020 season. Lights go out. We're away and racing at Vallelunga as they carve their way up towards the first corner and on towards the very fast Curve Grande. Loris Haizemans lead the race, Alan Day in second place, Jacques Villeneuve in third place. We go on board with Italian driver Gianmarco Ercoli on board the number 54 Cal Racing Chevy. Up towards the braking area for Chimney 1 and then on towards the second of the right-hand elements, which is Chimney 2. From there, the speeds begin to build as they head down the straight and up towards Campagnato, but already getting the break is Loris Haizemans, starting to pull away. The reigning EuroNASCAR Pro champion has got the 2 times former champion and 20 times a race winner, Alan Day, sitting behind him. But there is a gap, first to second, a little bit of daylight, and that will help Loris Haizemans in the early stages of the race. Jacques Villeneuve still sitting there at the wheel of the Feedvic Racing Chevy in third position, back for his second full championship season and, of course, with his own team for 2020. Daniel Rowbottom sitting there in 4th position, the British driver who has moved over from the British Touring Car Championship to race in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series for 2020, is sitting there in 4th place, going well in the early stages of this one, but everybody is safely through the first few corners. Gianmarco Ercoli completes the top 5 at the wheel of the number 54 Cal Racing machine, and in fact is trying to get up the inside of Daniel Rowbottom there as they went through the tight left-hand hairpin at Tornantino, trying to get the inside line for the S's, but he couldn't quite make it through. He remains in 5th position. He will, I'm sure, have another opportunity somewhere. He's very close as they head up towards Roma. Can he sneak up the inside when they're heading towards Roma? No, can't quite make it through. So top 3 just starting to break away a little bit now as Daniel Rowbottom gets a little bit sideways midway through the final corner. Just looked as though the tail end of his car was starting to break away a little bit. He had to gather the number 7 Hendricks machine up, and yeah, that just compromised the run all the way down in towards Curve Grande, and Gianmarco Ercoli makes it through, dust being thrown into the face of Daniel Rowbottom, and he's then picked off also by Stinis Longines. So Ercoli through, Stinis Longines through, both of them former EuroNASCAR 2 champions who've moved up to EuroNASCAR Pro a few seasons ago, both of them having claimed 1 win actually in the top flight. Stinis Longines was at his home circuit at Zolder last year for Gianmarco Ercoli. It was a couple of years ago now at Brands Hatch, out front, leading the race. Loris Haizemans leads the race. 2nd position is Alan Day, and 3rd place is Jacques Villeneuve, has yet to win an overall race in EuroNASCAR Pro. Jacques Villeneuve, we've seen him on the podium, but he's not had a win just as yet. He's sitting there in 3rd place, and if anything now, just dropping away from the leading pair a little bit and starting to fall into the clutches of Gianmarco Ercoli. So another lap completed, over the start-finish line they go. Leading the race is Loris Hasemans, 5 times a race winner in EuroNASCAR Pro. All of those victories coming last year when he claimed the championship title. We go on board with Mark Werrell, returning to the championship at the wheel of the number 98 Cal Racing Ford Mustang. Qualified a little bit further down through the order than we would have thought, in 14th place, so has got work to do and has just overstepped it, I fear. Yeah, the car rotates, he's in the gravel. Can he get back out? No, unfortunately, that's it. Mark Werrell is going nowhere at the wheel of the number 98 Cal Racing Ford. And with that car in the gravel trap, will that bring out a full course caution? Certainly for the lead of the race, Loris Hasemans and Alan Day are going at it. Jacques Villeneuve is not that far away in 3rd position, and Alan Day here is trying to open the door on Loris Hasemans. Loris Hasemans will just make sure he gets the car positioned where he needs to, which is protecting the inside line for the next of the corners, which is Campanero, as they head in towards the braking area for the left-hander. It is still Loris Hasemans that has it, but Alan Day's trying around the outside, and they are neck and neck heading up towards the next corner. Alan Day will take up the lead of the race. Loris Hasemans down from 2nd, down to 3rd as Jacques Villeneuve takes the opportunity to go through. And now Jacques Villeneuve is going to go up the inside of Alan Day, who's bouncing over the curbs, and Alan Day goes for the lead, back down to 3rd as Loris Hasemans goes through. Fantastic racing. Pure racing in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Jacques Villeneuve leads, Loris Hasemans is 2nd, Alan Day sitting there in 3rd place, and Marco Ercoli with the best seat in the house in 4th place, just watching it all unfold directly ahead of him through the S's, up towards the next of the corners, which is Roma, and then as they head over the start-finish line, another lap chalked into the book. Jacques Villeneuve looking to try and see whether he can break away. Made his debut in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series in 2019, where he finished 8th in the overall standings in the end. The 1997 Formula One World Champion, of course, Champ Car champion and Indy 500 winner back in the mid-90s as well, but not as yet a winner in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Is today an Autodromo Vallelunga going to be the day? Loris Hasemans and Alan Day will have other ideas about that, but the top 4 looking equidistantly spread. 5th place at the moment is going to be Stinus Longines. Daniel Rowbottom is there in 6th place, and the double former champion, Luca Lasser, the Frenchman, at the wheel of the number 33 car, is the next of the runners. And in fact, there we go, there is the number 33 car in the hands of Luca Lasser. I say a double former champion. That was back in 2009, 2010, where Luca claimed back-to-back championship victories, but back to the front of the squabble. Jacques Villeneuve a little bit skittish, just coming out of Tornantino as he tried to apply the power. That's a glimmer of hope, possibly for Loris Hasemans, who's busy fighting away. We go on board with Daniel Rowbottom on board the number 7 Hendricks Motorsport Ford, the British driver pushing hard. He's lost a place though to Luca Lasser on that lap, who has gone through and taken the position away, but for Daniel Rowbottom, car entirely different to those that he has driven in the past. We've seen him in things like the British Touring Car Championship in 2019. He spent a few years in the Renault Clio Cup UK and the Seat Cupra Championship in the UK, but a big, heavy American car he has not driven before, as Luca Lasser gets up the inside of Stinus Longines and takes the place away. So place gained for the Frenchman, place lost for the Belgian, and now that means that Stinus Longines has dropped down into, what's that going to be, almost down towards the bottom of the top 6. So Stinus Longines still looking to try and see whether he can at least keep Daniel Rowbottom behind him. Daniel Rowbottom is too far away at the moment to try and mount another challenge, so it looks like the number 11 PK Carsport Chevy should hang on to that place. Back to the front, there goes number 54 Marco Ercoli, moving over to Cal Racing for this year, looking to try and catch fully up with Alan Day. Alan Day is sitting behind Loris Hasemans, whilst out front Jacques Villeneuve is pulling away, and then all of a sudden pulls off the circuit. Problems for Jacques Villeneuve. All of a sudden he pulls the car off the circuit just as he was managing to break the gap on the cars behind. Villeneuve, I'm afraid, has got a problem, so that now means that Loris Hasemans picks up the lead of the race, and a rather and very disappointed Jacques Villeneuve stomps away, rightly so, from the number 5 Feedvic Racing Chevrolet Camaro out of the race whilst leading the race. Still gives us 3 fighting for the lead, though. The reigning EuroNASCAR Pro champion Loris Hasemans has got the 2 times former EuroNASCAR Pro champion Alan Day behind, and behind that is the former EuroNASCAR 2 champion from 2015 Marco Ercoli. Traffic to deal with, that stays neatly out of the way, so it doesn't affect the squabble for the lead. Sensible driving there by the Ukrainian Yevgeny Sokolovsky, who keeps his car out of harm's way. which now allows Lawrence Hazemans to be pretty untroubled round through the final corner to head towards the checkered flag. And Alan Day, I think, will just fend off the Cal racing machine of Gianmarco Ercoli. Alan Day racing for Cal this year has moved over to the PK Car Sport team. It is a win in the first race of the season for EuroNASCAR Pro. For Lawrence Hazemans, the reigning champion, Alan Day finishes in second place and Gianmarco Ercoli in third, head of Luca Lasser in fourth place, Stinis Longines in fifth, and Lasse Sorensen from the back of the grid finishes in sixth position. So it's back to victory lane for Lawrence Hazemans and the number 50 Hendricks Motorsport prepared Ford Mustang. He claims the win. Let's hear from our race winner.
It was a great race, for sure, great racing, or what EuroNASCAR is about. We were struggling though, to be honest, so we were really struggling with the setup, also myself a little bit. I lacked a bit of pace. Let's try to get stronger in race 2. Work on some setup changes, try to do our best to get back to the front. Shame what happened to Jacques. I think otherwise we would have finished second, but I'm not going to complain. Good championship points for the overall championship. Let's try to do one better. Well, let's try to do even better in race 2.
Yeah, obviously you are the reigning champion, but this is the best way to start this new season here in Vallelunga. Really nice atmosphere, really hot temperature.
Yeah, for sure, really hot temperatures, nice atmosphere. The track is great, really difficult, technical track. But yeah, can't complain, best way to start, so let's keep on rolling like this, hopefully.
As Lawrence Hazemans said, a great way to start the season. That also gives him his 6th career victory in the EuroNASCAR Pro Division. Alan Day, alongside him, and Gianmarco Ercoli completes the overall podium. But in the junior category, Gianmarco Ercoli was first home for the drivers aged under 25, from Lasse Sorensen in second place and Giorgio Maggi, who finished in third position in the junior trophy. In the challenger trophy, Davide Dallara claimed the win from Dario Carzo in second place, and third place went the way of Yevgeny Sokolovsky.